Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome President and CEO David Wadhwani.
Hello! How's everyone this morning? How's everyone this morning? That's better. That's better. Well, we are very excited to have all of you here and very excited to be here ourselves. Welcome to AppSphere 2016. It's going to be a great couple days. As Jyoti mentioned, we have a lot planned for you in the next couple days. There's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be tons of learning, pack-to-pack, sessions, labs. The pavilion is full with great things from us and from our partners. And perhaps most importantly, as Jyoti pointed out, it's an incredible opportunity to network with your peers. We have nearly 2,000 people here from all over the world, from 33 different countries, from almost every state in the US, representing some of the largest brands in the world and some of the newest tech startups in the world. We have a large segment of developers, we have a large segment of operations folks, we have a large segment of DevOps, and we have a large segment of executives here, all coming here right now to this one place to have the conversations about what the industry needs most. And you guys know better than almost anyone how much the expectations are changing. As Jyoti talked about, and as you saw in the video, that single touch creates an orchestration of activities across millions of lines of code, hundreds of methods, dozens of services across multiple data centers in the public cloud and in the private cloud. The world we live in is incredibly complicated, but the expectations have never been higher. Applications are becoming more distributed, environments are becoming more dynamic, but your customer expectations are becoming less forgiving, and they're demanding perfection from all of you and all of us. And this is something that Jyoti and Bhaskar saw early on, that the legacy monitoring tools here cannot keep pace with this. Because looking at performance of any one component in this complex world is at best inaccurate and at most completely irrelevant. Yes, you need to monitor everything, every line of code, but you have to do it through the lens of the user and through the lens of the business. And that was one of those core founding principles that have guided us every step of the day in the last 8 years. Everything we've done in terms of our architecture and how we thought about bringing that together, everything that we do when we prioritize what's on our roadmap and what's higher priority than the other thing, and everything we do when we engage with you as you come on board and become a customer of AppDynamics and we have our professional services engage with you, everything looks through that lens of the user and the business in the context of application monitoring. Now, the other thing we did from the beginning that I think has made a huge difference for us is that we focused on enterprises. The world's biggest brands, the world's most complex environments, many of you here today, in fact, you guys were our sandbox for innovation, and we couldn't thank you more for that. You are what has made us as strong and as capable as we are in the enterprise. Thank you. Thank you to NASDAQ for bringing us in to help you when you were moving more of your workloads to public cloud. Thank you to Williams-Sonoma for working with us to show how performance and uptime can increase user satisfaction and revenue. Thank you to Cisco for showing us how our business transactions and our dynamic user-centric baselines are both easy to implement and reduce the problems of getting too many alerts, and in the process saves a lot of money. And thank you to McKesson for showing us that at the end of the day, it's not always about the dollars and cents. Sometimes software is about helping people and saving lives. Now, together with all of you, we've redefined a lot in this industry. We've redefined monitoring. We've moved from those old technology-centric monitoring models to customer and business-centric views. We've augmented those old NOCs, or those network operations centers, which were all technology and technologists out. And we've brought in user and business-centric operations monitoring, as you see here. Together with all of you, we've also redefined what you monitor. You know, when we first started working with you, we were monitoring maybe a few hundred JVMs, and then we expanded from there to .NET and other areas, but it was really just a few virtual machines. Then it became thousands. Today, we regularly see many, many customers measuring tens of thousands, and we're already seeing that ramp in our largest customers to get to hundreds of thousands of agents deployed in their ecosystems. What we're monitoring has changed completely. And so has what we mean when we say visibility. We've completely redefined what we mean by visibility. In our hosted environment alone, just our hosted environment supporting you guys, we get 100 billion metrics every single day. Think about that, 100 billion metrics every single day, each metric telling you something about your business that you may need to know and that may make the difference between uptime and downtime, may make the difference between losing a customer and converting a customer. 100 billion metrics. So thank you. Thank you all on behalf of Jyoti, on behalf of Bhaskar, on behalf of me and everyone at AppDynamics for everything you've done for us on that journey. Thank you for your business. Thank you for your partnership. And most importantly, thank you for believing in us. Now, you could... By the way, applause is always welcome, especially when they're demoing. It's like a Scooby snack to them, so keep it going. So for those of you who are joining us for the very first time today, welcome. Welcome to the community. This has got to be one of the most passionate, excited communities that I've ever seen and been a part of. And I promise you that you're going to have an exciting few years ahead. And here's why. As amazing as it is to see how connected all of our customers are already, we do a lot on our mobile devices. We do so much online today. It's important to realize this is just getting started. This trend is still very, very early on. They're going to be more connected, and they're going to have higher expectations in the years ahead. In fact, it's expected that in a few years, they're going to be, just in 2020, there are going to be over 20 billion connected devices in the world. And expectations are shifting as a result. And your IT departments are making a shift, a huge shift in philosophy and a huge shift in spend. Just a few years ago, only 20% of an IT budget was spent on systems of engagement. Today, almost 50% of IT budgets globally are being spent on systems of engagement and in support of these areas of digital transformation. But as you know better than most, becoming a digital-first company is a risky move. Outages and performance issues impact your business and impact your brand. And they cost your companies collectively billions of dollars a year. Just the Global 2000, just those 2,000 companies lose up to $2.5 billion a year, every year, because of outages and performance issues. But it doesn't matter. You can't shy away from this. This is a huge, huge trend, and it's the right thing to do. It's the necessary thing to do for all of your companies. It's estimated that $6 trillion in the next few years are going to move from digital laggards to digital leaders. And you have to be in that category of digital leaders. I love what the CEO of RBS said. He said, "My busiest branch is the 701 train from Paddington Station." If you look at a John Deere tractor coming off the assembly line today, it has more lines of software code in it than the early space shuttles. And if you think about cars coming off the assembly line, they have more lines of code than the Boeing 787. Every company is a software company. All of you work for software companies. Some of you work for hot tech startups in Silicon Valley. Some of you work for the largest banks in the world. Some of you work for companies that sell physical goods. Some of you work for industrials. Every one of you works for a software company because at some point in the journey and the transaction at every company, that transaction hits a line of code, and there's gold in that code, and there's an amazing opportunity for you to optimize and improve and accelerate your business. So it doesn't matter if you're big or small, new or old, you need to act like an agile startup technology company. And it's amazing to see in our portfolio how many companies are already starting to make that move. So we thought it'd be interesting to take a step back and find one of the oldest companies in our portfolio. And we spoke to Lloyds Bank. Lloyds has a rich history, 250-year history. Think about that. That's a quarter millennium of history. I believe that was before the internet was started. And if you think about what it takes to be a company at the heart in your DNA, to be as relevant as Lloyds has been for 250 years, it has to be that they embrace change. So we had a conversation with Lloyds, and we asked them a little bit about what it's like to go through this next change and be a digital-first company. Let's take a listen.